coming out to assess for damage from the storms last night, and this is the first thing I see. That one tomato bent over. I can probably fix that one. The next thing I notice is it knocked the screen off my little solar light up here. Just knocked it plumb off. I'll get to that in a minute. But here's what I see that breaks my heart. My tomatillos. It just snapped that one plumb off. This one's leaning. I know that one's probably salvageable, those two down there. But look at all those tomatillos on there I'm gonna lose. I can try to patch it up, but I don't think it's gonna work the same as with like a tomato. I see some more damage over here. Knocked the gate off of that solar light too. But these tomatoes, I think it just blew them over. That does not appear to be snapped in there. There's the culprit. Look, and the closest tree is over there. That's where that came from. The deal is leaning. It'll be okay. Beans, you can see they're all pushed that direction. I guess that's the wind came through here like that. Zucchini looks okay. All this stuff is leaning that direction too. Squash look okay, and that sunflower, believe it or not. It's almost time for some squash. Another blown over limb over here on Big Zack. It does not, I don't know if y'all see that, it does not appear to be broken, just leaning. So hopefully I can just tie that up over here. This squash looks okay. These tomatoes look okay, which I'm glad for. That's my unicorns. Cherokee purples all look okay. I think the leaves are curling from all this water. But this repair over here held up in the storms, and these tomatoes still look okay. Wisconsin 55 look okay. This is where I got all these tomatoes. Maybe blew over a little, but they were already a mess. These look okay over here. Not as bad as I was anticipating. Mexican sunflower and eggplants did fine. Ground cherry looks fine. But I've got to go get some vet tape and see if I can't save those tomatillos over there. I think that's the worst damage I have right there. And that's how much rain we had. I mean, that's a good 3 inches in there from the storms yesterday. Because I knew it was going to rain, so I dumped my hay bale out over there because I didn't want it to get totally saturated and set in water. That's a lot of rain. Sticks over here, and I can't see my screen because of the sun, but there's just 6 sticks scattered everywhere. And when we get over here in my yard, you can see all the limbs. It blew my bird bath over a little bit. It's leaning. And look at all the limbs. That pile was already there, so there's limbs. There's these limbs. There's those limbs. Those were cut down from the honeysuckle, so those were already there. That limb of this tree, these lower limbs are just dead and keep falling. But they would have charged me like $1,200 to cut this tree down. And I really don't want the tree gone, I just need the dead branches gone. Let's check on the chickens. What did y'all think about that storm last night? Huh? Everything looks fine over here. About the chickens. Show y'all this. This is behind my house. And the field back there, you can see it's all corn. corn for days. I thought they said they were going to do soybean this year, but they didn't. They planted corn. But I don't know what these little white flowers are. If somebody could tell me. And then there's some yellow ones back there. The prior owners had an agreement with somebody that they would keep the edge around all of this native flowers. So I'm sure some of these are native Kentucky flowers. You see the big thing sticking up there? That's hawthorn. And here's how you can tell. See, here's a big tall one that's drying out, but see the purple? I don't know if y'all can see that. See that purple on that stem? That's poison hawthorn. Here it is hanging over my fence. I don't dare touch it. But I wish they'd come in here and clear that out. And here's another thing I wish they'd get rid of, this pokeberry. It's bad for chickens. But I'm scared to touch that one because it's next to that hawthorn. And if anybody's going to get got by hawthorn, it'll be me. So getting out here trying to fix them. That hole in them, just when I picked it up, just snapped off. So that's a loss. I think I'm going to put some vet wrap around that spot right there. This one was not snapped, but it was bent over and split right there. So I've stuck a bamboo stake in there and wrapped the split. You can see some of it right here with vet tape just to give it some support. I've got more stakes stuck in here, and I'll work on these and get these tied up a little bit better. But next year I will definitely use a welded wire cage around the tomatillos. Lesson learned. Does anybody know if the tomatillos on here, like most of them are not? I mean, there's, like that one's almost filled out. That one's filled out. That one's almost filled out. If I pull those off, will they continue to ripen? Like tomatoes? Can I salvage them? So I wrapped that one up too, and I've got 2 bamboo stakes in front of it. And I kind of weaved some of these through the cattle panel back here. It's still got lots of blooms, so maybe it's not a total loss, but I just hope I can do something with these that fell off, so it won't be a total waste.